Welcome, everyone. Good morning. This is the Telarus Tuesday call for July 10th, 2018. It's great to be back after taking last Tuesday off, as many of our partners were away with family and friends celebrating America's Independence Day. Telarus is proud and grateful for the freedoms, liberties, and opportunities that America offers, and we thank the many who have worked, fought, and paid prices so dear to ensure those privileges for us all. I'm Doug Miller, the voice of Telarus, inviting you to please log into our video feed for all of today's valuable information and to submit questions and comments for our presenter. I'll be joined today by Expedient, provider of IT infrastructure and managed services, keeping data safe, secure, and within reach. Tim Cooper will join our call shortly. Tim is Manager of Alliance Partners and Channels for Expedient. Join us for a discussion of entire network failover at a push of a button. All that and much more coming up in just minutes with Expedient. If you happen to miss our last Tuesday call, which was 2 weeks ago, we were joined by Telarus VP of Technology Michael Brown, who provided a recap and a deep dive into the new tools and technology that were introduced at this year's spectacular Telarus Partner Exchange. These new offerings will once again distinguish you from other telecom agents and make it both easier and more profitable to sell the hottest and best services available. Be sure to check out that June 26th Telarus Tuesday call. It's available now in your partner back office at agent.telarus.com. There are some tremendous live upcoming events this week we hope you'll attend. Tomorrow, Wednesday, July 11th, from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Pacific Time, Verizon is conducting a special security forum in Irvine, California, reviewing software-defined secure branch and security professional services. That is tomorrow, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. in Irvine. Also tomorrow, Wednesday, July 11th, from 9:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Central Time, it's the Telarus Tech Talk event. This one in St. Louis, Missouri, with GTT, Nextiva, and Unitas Global all in attendance. They'll be discussing national and global connectivity, UCaaS, and private and public cloud, the triple threat approach to revenue growth. There's an additional Tech Talk event this Thursday, July 12th. This one's in Dallas, Texas, from 11:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. Central, where we'll discuss TPX, UC, managed IT, security, and network, and solving the problems of clients using multiple providers to manage bandwidth, WANs, collaboration, and security needs. It's TPX on our Thursday Tech Talk in Dallas. And it's also time once again for the next round of Telarus Innovation Conferences, or TICs as we call them. They begin this Thursday, July 12th. We will be in Newport, Rhode Island at the International Tennis Hall of Fame. And then again next Tuesday, July 17th, in Dallas, Texas at the Gaylord Texas Resort and Convention Center, the Texan Resort and Convention Center. And then again a week from Thursday on July 19th, that one in Seattle, Washington at Cedarbrook Lodge. Now, these technology innovation conferences are immersive technology training experiences with workshops and case studies on security, SD-WAN, contact center, and much more. You'll take your business to the next level and network with industry experts. At the event's end, we hope you'll join us for prizes and happy hour. These are outstanding opportunities. They're designed to help you take full advantage of Telarus tools, resources, and support. Space is limited, so register now at Telarus.com events. All right, now let's take a quick look at this week's training calendar. We have 4 excellent opportunities being featured on today's call, as Telarus and our suppliers help build your business with valuable information you need to know. First up, tomorrow, Wednesday, July 11th, beginning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, TPX will conduct a perimeter firewall discussion they've titled Enemy at the Gates. It's not an overstatement to say that security technology can make or break a business today. You'll help your clients keep their business secure without a huge budget or a large IT department. TPX will offer your clients a truly robust firewall service to address network security challenges, giving clients the confidence needed to focus on growing their businesses. Perimeter Firewall Service from TPX. That special training is tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern. And then on Thursday, July 12th, beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern, Expedient will conduct deep dive training on who they are, what they do, and how they're different. As you'll hear later today, Expedient offers IT infrastructure and managed services to keep data safe, secure, and within reach. Expedient provides scalability, agility, and connectivity across clouds, and Expedient debuted in Gartner's 2017 Magic Quadrant for Disaster Recovery as a Service. You'll want to join this Expedient training. It happens Thursday at 11 Eastern. Also Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, Spectrum Business is conducting a special webinar on their fiber internet access product, known simply as FIA. You'll learn how Spectrum FIA provides continuous, protected connectivity between your client's LAN and the internet, with symmetrical connectivity for customers needing high bandwidth upload capability. This training will introduce the product, the enterprise pricing, and include a discussion of Spectrum's auto build program and partner resources and other value-added services. Spectrum Business Fiber Internet Access Training, that happens Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Then right afterward at 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, NITEL will present valuable training on the security pressures faced by your clients and how those pressures equal big opportunities for you. Managed security is a discussion all partners should be conducting with clients, as most need a service provider either to be the sole manager of their security program or to work in conjunction with the client's in-house team. This NITEL training covers how to evaluate your client's current security strategy, the benefits of a managed security solution, and an overview of NITEL's SIEM, that's Security Information and Event Management Service. Its NITEL training happens Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. The details and registration links for these and for many other live and recorded learning opportunities, they're all in your Telarus back office at agent.telarus.com. And of course, Telarus always provides our partners with live help as well from our Telarus engineers, project managers, account managers, and simply the best support in the industry. Let us help. Telarus is built for you. Well, each week we also pass along some of the best available spiffs offered to Telarus partners for sales of popular products from our suppliers. Yeah, among this week's featured offerings, first up from Nextiva, it's their July spiff, and you can earn a spiff of up to 3x MRC by combining sales of seats plus analytics or phone rentals. Here's how it works. Every deal, $195 MRC or greater on a 2-year term, earns a 1x MRC spiff. Easy. But 3-year terms will earn a 1.5x MRC. And if the deal is worth $500 or greater, you're going to get a 1.5x MRC on a 2-year term and a 2x on a 3-year term. And to sweeten the deal, add analytics, you'll get an extra 0.5x MRC, and phone rentals for another extra 0.5x MRC. That totals up to 3x MRC spiffs available from Nextiva, and they've also got a 1x spiff on every SIP trunk account over $500. But these offers are only good through July. Great spiffs, good selling from Nextiva. And then next from Comcast Business, it's their Spring into Summer spiff, celebrating the summer of SD-WAN. Just sell Comcast Business award-winning SD-WAN, either alone or with business internet and or business Ethernet. Requires a 3-year term. You'll earn a spiff payment equal to 2x MRR. Comcast Business's SD-WAN is the first NFV service built on their Active Core platform, a carrier-grade, gigabit-powered, software-defined networking platform delivered on the nation's largest IP network. Sales must be order accepted between May 22nd and September 21st. Spring into summer with Comcast Business's SD-WAN. And finally, Mitel is offering partner bonuses of up to 5x MRR with no limits. There's a 3x bonus available on sales of MyCloud Connect, plus another 1x bonus on sales of 50 plus users, and another 1x bonus on MyCloud Connect Contact Center. Total them up, that's a potential 5x MRR bonus. There's also a 2x bonus available on sales of MyCloud Business and on MyCloud Flex. Mitel is the right solution. They've made a 5x investment in customer success and have more than 1 million UCaaS users globally. Mitel is the fastest growing UCaaS provider. Don't miss your bonus from Mitel. That offer is valid through September 30th. Fantastic deals from our suppliers, and there are many more. You can check out all of the Telarus supplier spiffs and incentives anytime online at promos.telarus.com. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm very happy today to be joined by Tim Cooper of Expedient. They are a provider of IT infrastructure and managed services, keeping data safe, secure, and within reach. Tim is Expedient's Manager of Alliance Partners and Channels. Expedient combines data centers, network access, and managed services to deliver information technology infrastructure as a service. Expedient ensures application and data availability through the delivery of a variety of complementary products, predictable monthly expense forecasting, mitigation of risks associated with industry and government compliance mandates, and collaboration with teams of local experts who are focused on maintaining an environment of operational excellence. Tim Cooper, welcome to our Telarus Tuesday call. We're excited to learn more about Expedient both today with you and on Thursday.
Well, good morning, Doug, and thank you very much. We are, on behalf of Expedient, I'm absolutely delighted to be able to join the call this morning and hopefully accomplish a few things over the course of the next 15 to 20 minutes. I'd like to refresh the audience a bit about on who we are, where we are, some of the things that, some of the very exciting things that we're doing today, talk in a little more detail about some differentiators and things that make us unique in the marketplace. Then I want to spend a few minutes on some of the sales and potential client interaction pieces that will allow us to begin to have conversations with our prospects on cloud and managed services. So if we can advance the slides, I'll start down the path here. So as Doug mentioned, we are a cloud and data infrastructure service provider, and our converged solutions really, at the end of the day, help our clients solve business problems. It allows them to focus on the more strategic aspects of their IT endeavors, while leaving the operations and the day-to-day pieces to Expedient. And next. So just real quickly, our company structure standpoint, Landmark is the owner, founded in 1905, so it's an old line, privately held media company, no institutional debt, which is very important from a capital access standpoint in the data center and the IT business industry. Incidentally, they founded the Weather Channel, and so Expedient was founded in 2001. And it was acquired by Landmark in 2005. We've been EBITDA positive since inception. We continue to have a very tenured team leading the organization. All of our executives have been in place since the beginning. So we have a lot of continuity and a lot of momentum that we've built over the last decade or so. Next. So logistically, if you look at Expedient, we are in essence in 7 cities with 11 data centers, bricks and mortar across those locations. You can see those listed on the screen, but basically a northeast to a southeast footprint right now with interconnectivity between all of our sites, and I'll talk about that in some more detail in a future slide. So go ahead. go ahead. These are just some pictures of our data centers. Point that I would make is they all look and feel the same, so the customer experience from an architecture and from a layout standpoint is absolutely the same across all of our data centers and all of our cities, across all of our footprint. Next. Next. So Doug mentioned infrastructure as a service. We offer three components to that. There are cloud services that we offer. We offer public cloud. We offer private cloud, which are dedicated resources, and we also offer hybrid cloud solutions. So we often have customers who will want to bring certain pieces in for co-location and then migrate over to cloud over a period of time. We provide that type of support as well. We also provide co-location, which is basically the physical ability to be in one of our data centers, and then finally connectivity, which I'll talk about in some greater detail in a little while. Basically, the ability to bring the customers into and across and move workloads across our data centers. Next. So here's a kind of a stack of managed services. So this probably looks pretty familiar to most of you. Some of the things that we offer from a managed services standpoint are backups, compliance and security, which Doug talked about a bit at the beginning, whether it's credit card or HIPAA, all of the different compliances that are out and facing our customers today. Disaster recovery, which we will spend a lot more time on the Thursday call with our push button DR, back-to-back placement in the Magic Quadrant with Gartner. So we're very excited about that. Continues to be an industry leader. Network access and then storage, a variety of different storage capabilities. We do not work on customer managed apps. Customers continue to have full control of those. We provide co-managed services on everything in the middle, and then Expedient provides solely the power, floor space, and cooling. And we have a co-managed approach with everything in the middle, with operating systems, the hypervisors, the servers, et cetera, storage. Next. So here's an idea on the portfolio from an infrastructure standpoint: managed hosting, network access, public internet, man connections, intra-data center connections. And I'll talk about some of the connectivity we have, high performance connectivity and latency that we have between all of our data centers as well. Hosted SAN, managed backups, and then I talked about cloud and co-location. We do load balancing, do managed email, and managed security. And you see some of the compliancy pieces there as well. Next. So again, I talked about the data center count. There are 11 of them. They're across 7 markets. We have 2 or more redundant fiber paths at 100 gig connecting these sites, and I'll show you some additional network topologies on this: redundant core switching and routing across the network, multiple public network peers, connections with Equinix in both Chicago and in Ashburn, which gives us the ability to make connections into some of the public hyperscale providers as well. And then wide area access, network access via Ethernet. Next. So I'll just go through this quickly, but the point that I want to kind of give you here is that with the high-speed connectivity, with the sophisticated routing and the redundancy, our latencies are typically sub 10 milliseconds. So very, very quickly to be able to move workloads and move information across all of our network between all of our data centers. It provides quite a bit of flexibility for us and ultimately for our customers. Next. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time on this, and this is really where kind of the message that I wanted to send to the group today, and that is our sales approach and our approach to our prospects and our customers is one of solving business problems. And so our goal is to achieve an outcome that the client is looking for, and that typically will come in the area of looking at what challenges they have, right? And then solving that through IT. And I know most of us do that today. And that's really the approach that we take from a cloud and from a managed services and infrastructure as a service standpoint. So you'll see that and then borne out in the next few slides. So next. So here are some of the things that we talk to our clients about: agility, the ability to change and move faster to the change in business environment, availability. Incidentally, this would be a good time to mention that our SLAs are 100%, not 3 nines, not 4 nines, not 5 nines, but they're 100% SLAs. So we build the resiliency, we build the redundancy into our infrastructure to make sure that it's available all the time for our clients. Ability to do cost control through an OpEx model, and then reducing risk and mitigating risk through compliancy with industry and government mandates as well. We talked about that earlier. Next. So here are some differentiators, some things that I think are interesting and compelling from an Expedient standpoint, from a technology standpoint. Continuously improving converged infrastructure that's composed of best-in-class components. We'll talk about some of those in a little while. A Dell architecture, VMware, et cetera. That allows us to deliver maximum performance and cost effectiveness for our clients. National capabilities, you saw our footprint. You also saw the reach through our connections through Equinix. We have customers across the United States as well as across the world, quite frankly. But we have a very local service model, and that is one that focuses on high levels of white glove customer service in and around our markets and with all of our customers. Operational excellence, we have the people, the processes in place, continuously measure and improve over time, make sure we're doing business efficiently and effectively for our clients. And we have the built-in capacity to make sure that we can scale as our customers' requirements require us to scale. Next. So here are some verticals, pretty similar stuff, and just let you read through those real quickly and go ahead and go next. So here are some things that I think are real conversation starters for you. Adapting to change, cost control, getting expert advice, improving performance, increasing productivity, and protecting data. These are all things that we found that our clients and our prospects are interested in making sure these things. Next. Here are some of the challenges that we help with. Budget management, particularly moving from a CapEx to an OpEx model. Data loss, we help with skills gaps, and that's a big challenge in the IT community, as most of us have seen. We help with phasing out legacy systems, and also being able to spin up heavy workloads. Next. Here's some change events that if you hear these things, they are probably good indicators that there's an opportunity for a conversation with a prospect. If they're acquiring another business, if they have staff turnover or skills gaps in their IT department, if they're launching a new product, if they're moving their offices, if they're suffering from poor performance in their current IT architecture, if their equipment, if their infrastructure is aging, and they're looking at an upcoming refresh in technology, good opportunity to talk to them about an OpEx model versus a CapEx model. Service interruption, again, gets to resiliency, and we'll talk more about that on Thursday, and then if they're spinning off a business. So these are some areas we want to kind of be tuned into as conversation starters. Next. Here are some of the compliance pieces that we are fully compliant with, the usuals. Next. Here are some of the examples for managed services, firewalls, virtual VPNs, load balancers, two-factor authentication, DDoS mitigation, server management, visitor management, et cetera. So all things that we provide within our security portfolio. Next. Here are some complementary controls. Go ahead and next. And this is just kind of a picture of one of our NOCs. Incidentally, we have operations centers, support centers in every one of our data centers. So we have 24/7 manned locations at every one of our data center locations. 3 tiers, complete client care at each one. Next. Here are some of our strategic relationships. Next. So enterprise private cloud is something that we'll spend a lot more time on Thursday. But basically, it provides us the ability to dedicate resources to a specific client, and that can be either in one of our data centers or on their premises. And we'll talk more about that in detail on Thursday. Next. This is just a quick look at one of our pods. We're on the 7th generation. You can see that it's a Dell heavy architecture with Juniper switches, fully redundant cross cabinets, and N+2 on hosts, redundant power supplies, etc. So very resilient and allows us to offer 100% SLAs. Next. This is just some benchmarking on Cloud Spectator that has compared us to some of the hyperscale providers, and we typically, for workloads that are typically always on, we typically score extremely well in comparison from a price performance standpoint against the hyperscalers. Next. So we'll talk more about this on Thursday in some more detail, but this is our push button DR, and I'm delighted to let everybody know that for the 2nd year in a row, we expect to be part of the Magic Quadrant for Gartner, which highlights a very select number of providers for disaster recovery as a service. And so more to come on that. Next. Talked about on-site private cloud before. It's basically dedicated resources where we can provide the capabilities either on the customer premise or in one of our data centers. Next. So the neat thing about and we'll talk again more on Thursday about this. The neat thing about our DR as a service is that it not only moves the workloads, but it moves the public IP addresses as well. And that's a powerful capability that is really unique to our offering from a DR as a service standpoint. And we'll get into more of the nuts and bolts of that on our Thursday call. Next. Next. Here are some examples of some areas we really have a cross section of clients across all of our markets, not only in manufacturing but in healthcare. Different solutions, and there are a variety of them on our website and also available on the Telarus website as well under Expedient. Next. And next again. Okay. Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to give you a quick overview. I'd be happy to take any questions that you have at this point.
Well, thanks, Tim. We're speaking today with Tim Cooper. He's the manager of Alliance Partners and Channels for Expedient. They, of course, are a provider of IT infrastructure and managed services. As you heard, they're conducting an in-depth training session this Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, but we've got Tim with us today as well. And it is time for our weekly Q&A session featuring questions and comments for Tim from our chat window. You're certainly welcome to continue submitting those there. And Tim, that's a terrific presentation. And the thing that jumps out at me right from the start is the tagline. I think it's just one of the most brilliant ones I've heard lately, the outcome you're looking for. Expedient is walking in and saying, we can provide what it is that you're looking for, whatever it is, the vertical that they happen to be in, the technology that they're looking for, or the situation that they're in. Uh, Talk for just a minute, if you would, about why that is so critical in defining the outcome up front, and how partners can feel very comfortable and confident walking in knowing that Expedient can provide everything that a customer is going to need for that outcome they're desiring.
It's a great question. And what we found in interactions over the last 10, 15 years with our clients is that they're really interested in us helping them solve business problems, right? And they're looking in many ways to get out of some of the mundane tasks and move into more strategic endeavors with the limited resources that they have. And so as they kind of balance those things out, as well as the continuing need to refresh hardware and technology and the different challenges that they have uh, in keeping up with the business and the core business that they're involved in, they're looking for partners that can help them to solve business problems through the application of IT oriented solutions. And so that's the approach we've taken. We've been extremely successful with that approach, and we think it's the right one. And our customers continue to reinforce that with their buying decisions.
Well, on the slide deck, and I hope partners were taking a look at this, we'll make these slides available, of course. But the outcomes that we often want to talk with partners about were listed there in such a great order. Responding to change faster. Everybody feels like they're being run over by the speed of change right now, and being able to respond to that is so critical. Availability of services. You talk about a 100% SLA. It's not good enough to go 5 9, 6 9, 7 9s. I could never tell anymore what was the current threshold. 100% is so much easier. Cost control, predicting and managing those monthly operational expenses, and then of course risk mitigation on everyone's mind as the different requirements, both from governmental as other regulatory agencies, as well as other industry compliance requirements are taking effect. It seems like it would be so easy to start a conversation on any of those type of outcomes with a customer.
And that's really the beauty of this is that you can have a business conversation, and you don't necessarily at the beginning need to go into the weeds on the bits and the bytes and the technology pieces, right? You can talk to CIOs, and many of the things that you've seen in the deck are consistent areas of feedback that we've received from IT leadership in the market that says these are the things that are pressing us from a staffing standpoint, from a business challenge standpoint. And so having that first set of conversations at a business level really starts to establish that whole idea of the outcomes you're looking for, and also kind of puts you in a position to bring a very consultative approach to helping a client or helping a prospect solve those things through the application of infrastructure as a service, managed services technologies.
Now, of course, our partners have many suppliers from which they can choose as they approach customers about their goals and objectives, and even their clients may know of various providers, a little bit about this one or a little bit about that one. But I thought you did a great job in the presentation of explaining the expedient differentiators. And I wanted to start with the one you brought up second. That was the national capability, but the local service orientation. Why is that so important to our partners' clients?
That's a great question. It's one of the things that we found in our interactions with many of our clients, and that is um, it's a transition, right? It's a moving your IT department to a third party location um, has certain cultural implications with it, right? Corporate cultural pieces, and there's comfort levels, right? And so they want to make sure that they have the service, they have the trust, they have the ability to um, uh, really be able to rely on and count on um, NOCs that are staffed 24/7, and infrastructure that's been built in a way that has the resiliency to stand up to a 100% SLA and those types of things. And so um, the local service, the local attention, both from a sales and from a support standpoint, we found has been absolutely critical, not only in our ability to acquire new customers, but even equally as important is to keep them for a very, very long time. Our customers are very sticky. They're very loyal, and I think a lot of that has to do with the outstanding local service, both on the sales, technical, and support side that we provide to our clients.
The other differentiators mentioned, of course, were the technology, the operational excellence, and the overall capacity that Expedient provides. Taken together, that is a very powerful selling combination for our partners to offer their clients.
It is, and I think the proof in that is that it's been something that our clients and prospects of ours have always appreciated. They've appreciated the opportunity to be able to come into a situation where they know they're going to be um, uh, taken, very good care of from a white glove standpoint, and that they have a provider, they have a partner in the IT space that will help them grow as they need to grow, and help them to make choices about how they go about growing in the most effective and efficient way possible.
A couple of great questions coming in now on our chat window here that I want to run past you. I remember the slide that came up earlier where you talked about the different uh, pieces of the process that are performed by Expedient, those that are performed by the customer, and those where they are co-managed. And a great question here, do you support with professional services to migrate the customer's applications to the data center infrastructure or physically move their servers to your DCs or both? We talked about applications being primarily the customer's uh, responsibility on that slide.
It is. So what we've chosen to do is stay out of the kind of the layer 7 piece, if you will, the customer application piece. Everything below that is either co-managed or with the customer. I mean, we'll do as much of it as they want. We'll do all of it if they want, or we'll co-manage it with them. And then the kind of the lowest layer, the co-location piece, if you will, the power and ping and power and real estate and those types of things are solely provided by us in our bricks and mortar in our data centers. So we're very flexible as it relates to that, and that's part of kind of going back to the outcomes that you're looking for. Having that conversation with the customer. We'll also partner with other providers as if the client needs to, as it relates to any application layer pieces as well. So a lot of flexibility there, but typically application layer remains with the customer, um, and the pieces underneath either co-managed or provided by Expedient.
So then, are you able to replicate the internal data center server infrastructure from the customer? Uh, and they're also asking, what if the customer isn't using VMware, but rather a dedicated server application?
So we can support both. Um, Absolutely can support both. Um, and yes, we can replicate their environment in one of a couple ways. And I'll kind of go back to one of the original slides, which was um, we can do it through public resources, public cloud resources. We can do it through a combination of gear that they want to bring in and co-locate the data center while they spin up other cloud applications on our platform, either public or private cloud. And if it's private, we'll dedicate resources. So it can we use VM Hyper-V, but if it's client owned equipment, we'll support either.
Number of questions coming in just about the process of engaging you or Expedient. Partners want to know, do they register with Expedient or just simply reach out when they have an opportunity? How is the best way to get in touch with Expedient for consultation when they have an appropriate opportunity?
Yeah, super question. The way that we've architected our engagement right now is through the regional vice presidents and their teams in the field. So reach out through the channel team at Telarus, and they are equipped to not only engage us but also help with opportunity registration, which is kind of the jump off point to beginning the engagement process. And what you'll find is we're quick to respond. We'll bring the resources, and are very excited about working collaboratively with the Telarus partner team, and of course the sub-agents.
Very good. Question also coming in from one of our partners about spiffs and promotions. How often and what types of spiffs and promotions does Expedient make available to partners?
So great question. We're relatively early in our relationship with Telarus. So what I will tell you is you should look for something within the next month to 45 days that will be the first attention getter from a spiff standpoint. So more to come. I may be able to provide some additional details even as early as our Thursday call, but it's in the works right now, and we're excited to roll that out as soon as we can.
Well, and even just beyond the spiffs and promotions, as you take a look at the comprehensive nature of what Expedient is offering here, both in terms of their physical as well as their virtual services and the needs that clients have. I mean, you've covered it all: backup, compliance and security, disaster recovery, network access, and storage, all available from one provider. With that type of expertise, that type of local service, and that type of around the clock uh, monitoring and help available for partners, that's a powerful selling point right there.
We think it is. Our clients and our prospects have told us that it is, and we work hard every single day to earn their trust and to continue to improve, right? And so we want to make sure that we continue to evolve our platform, which we do. We're always on the latest and greatest from a capability standpoint, and always looking to innovate to make sure that we keep up, just like everybody else does, right, with the curve in IT, which can sometimes be withering, to say the least.
I know this is one of the topics you're planning to get into on Thursday in a little more detail, but I have to ask, push button disaster recovery. That to me, that seems like the bomb right there. Why is push button disaster recovery a big deal, and how does that work?
So it's a great question, and thank you for asking it, because what I'll do is I'll take a minute and talk to you about a case study that's readily available through the Telarus website. It's with one of our clients, Bouchard Insurance, and they're a large insurance concern in Florida, and they have push button DR from us, and when the hurricanes were coming through a few months back, they were able to basically push the button and move their entire environment. And when I say their entire environment, all of their computing, all of their storage, all of their public network IPs from their data center in Florida to our backup data center in Memphis, Tennessee. Hurricanes went through, and oh, by the way, the entire environment was moved in 12 minutes. Network, all capabilities, they were up and running and on the move in 12 minutes. The hurricanes went through, they pushed the button, and the environment was back in operational in Florida in the 12-minute time frame. So we'll talk about some of the nuts and bolts associated with that on Thursday, but I appreciate you asking about that. It's something that's gotten a lot of attention, particularly from Gartner and others, and that's part of what landed us in the Magic Quadrant. And so we're really proud of that, and looking forward to spending more time with the Telarus team on that and how that actually works. But it's great stuff, and it's magic stuff, and it's been very, very well received in the client community. We have several case studies that we can share on that, one of which I just did.
Well, this is phenomenal information. Push button DR is a great concept, as is the outcome you're looking for. Those are great lines that you can walk in and talk to a customer with and feel very confident that you're going to have the resources, the products, and the services that are needed to meet any customer's need across seemingly any vertical that partners would typically encounter. So, this is a great set of differentiating opportunities. Partners really need to get to know Expedient, and they can do that with Thursday's training. Begins at 11 a.m. Eastern. The exact login information are in your Telarus partner back office. Give us just one more preview of the specific topics that are going to be covered on Thursday and why our partners need to invest that hour to attend.
Will do. So two things that I think are really um, industry bending differentiators for us. One is push button DR, which we'll spend more time on Thursday. Kind of dive into some of the architectural pieces and some of the secret sauce associated with that. Why it's important from an RPO or TO standpoint, and as you begin to have those conversations with the CIOs and others who are worried about business continuity, they become a very hot topic. So a lot more on push button DR. The other piece that makes us really unique is our on-site private cloud, or our ability to create private clouds and put them basically anywhere, either on a customer's premise, on a third party, or in our data centers. So more on that as well, and the flexibility that provides, the ability to move workloads, and um, how it creates, a flexible environment to, again, go back to what you mentioned earlier, Doug. Helping clients achieve the outcome that they're actually looking for. So I hope you'll all join us on Thursday. It should be a fantastic session, and hopefully we'll get even more questions and more interest with some of your prospects.
Fantastic partnership that Telarus has with Expedient. We hope you'll all join us Thursday morning for that training. Thanks, Tim Cooper, for a terrific presentation today. Can't thank you enough for being here, and this is great information for our partners.
Thanks for the
Our thanks
opportunity.
to each of our partners as well for joining our weekly call today. If you have suggestions for the call, please send them to marketing@telarus.com. And remember to check out our events page at the Telarus website for registration links to our upcoming Tech Talk events and our exclusive Telarus Innovation Conferences beginning next week in Newport, Rhode Island, Dallas, Texas, and Seattle, Washington. We will be back here next Tuesday with more. My thanks again, Tim Cooper, for today. Till next week, I'm Doug Miller, the voice of Telarus. Have a great selling week, everyone.